like to call the June 29th School Board Action Meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Dr. Anderson. Here. Mr. Caligiuri.
Here.
Mr. Colson.
Here.
Mr. Devine.
Here.
Mr. Hill is absent this evening. Mr. Kolar.
Here.
Mrs. Stepnick. Mrs. Stepnick.
I'm sorry, I'm here. I had trouble with the microphone. Apologies.
Mr. Tomarello. Ms. Wetmore.
Here.
Ms. Klusenik.
Here.
Thank you. The board met in executive session on Tuesday, June 29th, 2021 to discuss matters of litigation, safety, personnel, and real estate. Recommend approval of the following minutes as listed below.
On behalf of the board, I'll make that recommendation.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Any abstained? Motion passes. Dr. Howland, we have some recognitions tonight.
We do, right, Mrs. Macro?
Yes, if we could have Dr. Boyers and Ms. Fight.
Good evening. This evening, Ms. Fight and I have the honor and privilege of recognizing our O-Block Science Bowl team. The team of Kate Hencher, Chris Taylor, Drew Takar, and Mary Bricker, who is unable to join us tonight due to vacation, placed third in the first ever Eastern Suburb School Program Association's virtual Science Bowl competition. To successfully secure third place, the team members competed and excelled in 4 rounds of competition, which were broken into 4 areas. Round 1, picture this. Students had to successfully identify visuals that corresponded with grade-appropriate mathematical and science concepts. Round 2, science categories. Students worked within the team to fill in grids with science and math terms that matched certain letters and categories. Round 3, science sketchers. Students used their artistic abilities to illustrate math and science concepts while their teammates guessed what they were drawing. Sounds pretty cool. And then round 4, science solve it. After being provided with clues to their contributions to math or science, students worked together to identify correct historical characters. Please join us in congratulating Kate, Chris, and Drew. Thank you very much.
Great job, kids.
Awesome.
If we could have Ms. Robert and Mrs. Short, please.
Hi, good evening. I'm Mrs. Shore, and together with Ms. Robert, I have the pleasure of introducing one of the Plum High School Robotics team, Team Polaris, and recognize them for their accomplishments this season. Plum Robotics has been participating in the Bots IQ program for the past 15 years. Bots IQ has been working for the past 16 years on providing students with hands-on learning experiences about the manufacturing process. They are a program of the Pittsburgh chapter of the National Tooling and Machining Foundation, and each year they put together a competition in which the students need to design and build a 15-pound combat-style robot that is going to be designed to destroy another robot in gladiator-style competition. It's exciting and fun, but it's sometimes a little sad to see your hard work get destroyed, but that's what it's all about. We have 13 students on the team, and we have 2 teams that competed this season. I'm going to have Polaris team captain Michael Shore just give you an overview real quick of what they did with their robot this year.
Hi, my name is Michael. I've been on the team since my freshman year, as have most of us. So every year our season starts at about the beginning of the school year, and the first few months is mostly looking at over the past year, looking at what went wrong, what went right, and a lot of planning goes into the next few months. It's a very real world scenario club. There's a lot of planning, there's a lot of research, there's a lot of every school gets partnered with an industry sponsor, and so we meet with them, we talk with them, they give us a tour of their facility. Ours has been Jennison Corporation. They're a manufacturing company out in Carnegie. But every year we go down, they give us a tour, they help machine some of our parts, and so the first few months it's a lot of research, it's a lot of planning, and then we start all of our CAD work, we start CADing and modeling our bot for this year, and then as we get closer to usually March is our first competition, but this year got pushed back because of COVID. But the last few months are usually just all assembly and testing, and then we have our first competition usually in March. It's the preliminary competition, and so it's just really to see what works, what doesn't work. And then after that, we have about a month before finals, which is our biggest competition. And there's usually upwards of 80 teams or so at finals. And so it's a 2-day event, and that's the biggest event of the year, which this year we only had one. But this year, obviously with COVID, we had a lot of obstacles. We had a problem just machining and getting all of our parts made because it was just hard to outsource to companies, but we had a lot of new sponsors step up, and they made everything a lot easier for us. We had a lot of returning sponsors, but we had a new sponsor, Innovative Controls. A guy named Matt Resnick, he invited us into a shop, and he actually had us machining parts instead of just us sending it out and we got it back. We actually were there making our parts. There's a lot that goes into this. It's not just a make this and destroy it with some other schools. There's fundraising, there's planning, there's everything that you could probably think of. I've learned more probably from my 4 years on this team than I have probably in most of my classes combined. It's a lot of work. We have a boosters that helps coordinate fundraisers and promotion, things like that. But 90-something% of the work is all done by the students, and it's a lot to scramble, especially when you wait till the last minute like we do. But I wouldn't trade it for anything. It's chaos, but it's been a fun 4 years. It's definitely a unique experience that I think everyone should get a chance at.
And Team Polaris ended up placing first at our May 11th competition. We competed against 10 teams. They had to divide it into 4 competitions this year to get all the teams in with the COVID restrictions. Overall, they ended up placing first, tying for first overall in the competition battle. They ended up being 7th overall with the competition score along with the required written documentation. We had another team, Team Dojo, that ended up placing 7th overall for their documentation. So we had a great season this year despite all of the challenges. With us tonight, we have Team Polaris that we're going to recognize. We have Nico Riccardi. And Nico is a senior, he's no longer a senior, he's a graduate, I've got to remember that. And he's going to be attending Embry-Riddle and majoring in aerospace engineering. Next up, we have Michael Shore. He's also a graduate. He's going to be attending Penn College of Technology and majoring in manufacturing engineering. Next up, we have Madeline Schroeder, and she is going to be a senior this upcoming year, so she'll be staying with us. And last, we have Noah Oroz, and he's going to be going to Edinburgh University and majoring in animation and art design. And we also have Lily Kusinik, who was on our team, other team, Team Dojo, and I just wanted to mention she was also a recipient of 2 Bots IQ scholarships this season. So congratulations, Lily, and she will be going to Carnegie Mellon to major in computer and electrical engineering. And we had one other graduate, Morgan Grimm, who is going to be attending St. Vincent College and majoring in psychology. And I think that's everyone. Oh, no, I apologize. We also had 2 team members from Polaris who couldn't be here. Keegan McLean, she's going to be going to Duquesne for music education. And we had Aiden Cyril, who is going to be a junior next year and will be returning to the team. So thank you very much. We appreciate the support. This is a wonderful program, and we're excited to continue working with Bots IQ.
Photos. Back. Everyone back.
Act like you know each other.
There we go. One more. Not the ringer. Okay. Beautiful.
Do they go on display afterwards?
If we could have Coach Stewart, please.
Good evening. Dr. Highland and members of the school board, I want to thank you for the opportunity to recognize the accomplishments of one of our Plum student athletes. From a student perspective, Gina Proviano is a member of the National Honor Society, which shows her academic success. As a member of the Lady Mustangs, Gina was a key member of the senior class that collectively had 2 WPIAL AAA finalists, including a PIAA playoff appearance. And in the last 2 years, they went 19-0-1 in games at Plum, including 4 playoff games. As far as Gina goes, she was a 4-year letter winner, a 3-time All-WPIAL player, and she finished her Plum career with 70 goals and 33 assists in 75 games. That's a lot. Wow. She was the 2020 Allie Kiske Girls Soccer Player of the Year, and additionally, she was a 2021 induction into the Allie Kiske Sports Hall of Fame. So I want to thank Gina for her accomplishments with the team. It's been a privilege to coach her for the last 2 years, but also for other years in her life. And so I'll let Gina talk about what she's going to do next in her academic and soccer career.
Hi, everybody. I just wanted to thank you guys so much. It's a true honor for me to be here today. I will be continuing my athletic and academic career at Long Island University in New York, and I will be studying biology there.
Zoom gets one too. Thank you.
And Mr. Fischel, please.
Just want to make sure Camden is not. Okay, thank you. We just wanted to take a moment to recognize one of our graduates, Camden Lang. He graduated from Forbes CTC with honors, and we're very proud to tell you that Camden also received over 6 industry credentials, including from the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation, the Certified Safety Inspector, Category 1, and Certified Emissions Inspector. We're very proud of all of our Forbes CTC students and wanted to recognize them and Camden for his accomplishment tonight. So thank you very much.
Thank you. This time I'd like to open the floor to citizens' comments on agenda items.
If anyone in the audience was wanting to make comments on items listed on the agenda, you may step forward. We ask you to state your name, your residency within Plum Borough. We ask that you address specifically the board members, and you will have 3 minutes to speak. Is there anyone in the audience wanting to make comments on agenda items at this time?
All right, tonight there is no president's report. Dr. Highland has a superintendent's report.
I actually don't have a report tonight, other than to share with the community that after tonight's board meeting, we will be sending out a communication with regard to the start of the school year next year. I'll give you a preview. It'll be 5 days of in-person instruction that's going to go out to the community. So,
Thank you. Student representatives report.
I don't have an official report for this evening, but I just wanted to say thank you again to the board for everything. I've been really excited to get to the opportunity to work with all of you this year, and it's really been an honor. I honestly believe that being able to write about my experience with helping with Flex over the summer is what got me into college, because that was what my essay was about. So I really appreciated this opportunity. It's really been an honor, and I have appreciated the experience. It's definitely been interesting to be on the other side. So thanks again.
Good luck.
Lily, we thank you for keeping us informed on how the students were feeling through all of it as well. So you've been a great resource.
Lily, we tried to say a lot of nice things about you last meeting, but we didn't have the opportunity to do it in person. And I know Mr. Devine, on behalf of the rest of the school board and the administrative team, has something that we want to present to you.
Maybe.
Can we get a nice picture of that? Okay, you're not done.
More pictures.
Do we have the, Mrs. Macro, do we have the other present for her? You got to show everybody what you got.
There you go. Make sure she's going with the appropriate attire. And then you can also take your nameplate with you. You can put it on your dorm desk.
And then, Haley, if we could get a nice picture, or I'm sorry, Lily, if we, I already started, Haley. Geez, you're not even on the job yet. Lily, if we could get a nice picture of Haley coming up and taking over your chair, that would be fantastic.
Wait, like all the way over there?
Oh, there you go. Yeah. You're on the clock now.
I didn't know I was already coming over.
Maybe we get a nice picture of you shaking hands too.
Shake hands.
I'll save this for the official time.
Welcome, Haley.
Oh, thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for, I know you guys didn't really pick me, but you guys did approve me, and that's always nice, and I look forward to next year getting a chance to be on the other side. Like Lily was saying, I think it would be a great opportunity just in general, and I love being able to help people as much as I can, and I think this will give me a good chance to do so. So I hope you guys have a good rest of the summer and that you're ready for work next year.
I think she should be in this chair.
Better watch your back.
All right. Moving on to the agenda, recommend approval of the following items A through K is listed below.
On behalf of the board, I'll make that recommendation.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstain? Motion passes. All right, this time I'd like to welcome citizens' comments on non-agenda items.
If any audience members were wanting to make comments on non-agenda items, you may step forward at this time. We have you state your name, your address in Plum, and that you address the board directly. You will have 3 minutes to speak.
All right, upcoming public meetings, there are no meetings in July, board summer meeting recess, and we have a discussion and action meeting on Tuesday, August 17th at 7 o'clock here in the high school library. At this time, I'd like to now call the meeting adjourned. Do I have a motion and a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passes, meeting adjourned.
Really?